What's up, creators, creatrixes, and other conceptual creatures? I'm Wicked. I'm giving power back to the people, and you can't stop me. Today we are going to get down into the nitty-gritty of Hecate as an entity. So earlier this week, we learned all about her origin, how she came to be, and now we're going to start to understand who she is, what she stands for, some of her correspondences, and how to tell if she has chosen you to work with. But before we dive in, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and click that little bell so that I can keep helping you keep your third eye in the sky. With all that being said, let's do it. As we discussed earlier this week, Hecate is a multifaceted goddess. She governs over many different things, including but not limited to witchcraft, the moon, the night, crossroads, thresholds, keys, necromancy, the dead, the underworld, and I think a couple other things that are slipping my mind at the moment. And that is the case when you are a completely sovereign goddess who is ruled by none. Nobody can put you in a box. She is a liminal creature, meaning that she knows no bounds, and that only adds to her power. Hecate has always been linked to witches and outcasts, not because she is dark, but because she dares to cross the boundaries forbidden by society. I mentioned in my last video that she is one of the most neutral deities because she doesn't stand on one side or the other. Being liminal, she can go back and forth into darkness and back into the light. In fact, she is the light bringer, the keeper of the light. She's often invoked for divination, shadow work, necromancy, banishment, and empowerment, because who else would you ask to help you with your power other than the goddess of witchcraft? Her blessing is the courage to walk the path that very few else dare to. To those she chooses, she lends not only protection, but power over thresholds. She lends the ability to walk between worlds, to see hidden truths, and to wield magic without an apology. If Hecate chooses you, honestly, you probably won't have to question it. The signs won't feel random. They will feel instead like a living current that keeps pulling you back to her, no matter what you do. Witches who work with Hecate often say, "I didn't choose her, she chose me. I couldn't have ignored her if I tried." Now, this isn't to say that you can't choose Hecate, but sometimes in that desire to choose her, it's because she has already chosen you. So I don't intend to make this sound like an exclusive club that only a few chosen souls can get into, but rather the divine knowing that if you feel called to her, it is because she has already handpicked you. And for some, Hecate won't be of interest. That doesn't mean that you can't practice the craft. It just means that you align better with a different deity, and that is absolutely okay. And even if Hecate has chosen you, you can still work with other deities. You aren't bound specifically to her, but you are bound to her in a sense. And while that is a great blessing, it can also feel like a burden at times, because Hecate is not a gentle goddess. And we'll get into the path of being chosen by Hecate and what it means to hold her three keys. But for the time being, just know that if Hecate has chosen you, it is a great honor, but it will come with a lot of shadow work, and it will be an uncomfortable process. But if you can evolve through it, you are going to come out on the other side a stronger witch and a more powerful human being. As a goddess who governs many different things, she is also a goddess of many, many names. Propelia, before the gate; Phosphorus, lightbringer; Clycotos, keeper of the keys; Enodia, of the roads; Soteria, savior. She is known by most as Hecate, but if you are going to work with her, it is going to be beneficial for you to understand her many names and their correspondences. This will help you work with her on a more intimate level, especially if you were to use these names in your craft. Not to mention, at times, even mentioning all of her names, as I just did, can bring you power. It can help pull you out of the darkness. Hecate is extremely comfortable in the darkness, and when we humans get overwhelmed, it is her and her torches that can guide us out of it. Many witches and practitioners see Hecate as Source's emissary, not the all itself, but the keeper of the lamps and the keys that allow mortals to dive deeper into mystery. So when Hecate chooses someone, it is rarely a gentle process, and this is a large part of why it cannot be ignored. She will strip away illusion, force confrontation with the shadow, and demand sovereignty. But in return, she will grant unfathomable strength. So in order to work with Hecate, you are going to have to be able to get down and dirty with the deep, dark parts of yourself and be able to come back to the light. You are going to have to be as liminal as she is in the universe with your own self in order to truly master the self and step into that sovereignty. This is a really uncomfortable process. If you know anything about shadow work, you know what I am saying, but if shadow work is a new concept to you, it essentially means reaching down into the self, finding all of those old belief systems that you're carrying, aspects of yourself that the world, society, your parents have taught you that you have to repress, and finding new ways to honor those parts of you, to reshape your belief systems in ways that serve you, to confront your trauma, your fears, and to come out of the other side stronger. If Hecate has chosen you, you're going to know. But if you're looking for signs to reaffirm this, there are actually a handful of them. The dog's howl, dreams or encounters with dogs, especially black ones, at night, on a crossroad, or in liminal spaces. Another sign can also be hearing a dog bark without visible cause, especially in liminal times of day, like dawn, twilight, and midnight. This is a subtle sign, and it might take it happening a few times for you to realize what it means, but it is still a powerful one nonetheless. Crossroads will start to appear everywhere. You will find yourself drawn to or constantly encountering crossroads, thresholds, doors, and gates. Your choices in life may also begin to feel fated. She's going to place you at metaphorical crossroads to watch how you choose, to watch how you handle making that choice. Keys, torches, and flames. Repeated symbols of keys, torches, or lights in the dark will start showing up in your waking or dream state. Finding actual keys or feeling compelled to collect them is also a pretty traditional calling sign. Dreams and liminal encounters. Vivid dreams of standing at a crossroads, being handed a key, or following a torch. Her choice can also appear as dreaming of shadowy figures or meeting 3 women at once. She is the triple-faced goddess, after all. Hearing her name whispered in dreams or waking visions is also a telltale sign that she is trying to get your attention. The pull to the dark moon, a natural inclination to work with magic under the dark moon rather than the full moon. Though the full moon is still related to Hecate, there is that, once again, ability to work with both the liminality of it. Feeling energized or spiritually heightened on nights when the sky is moonless is also a very telling sign. She's giving you her power and her light through the darkness. Spirits and ancestors begin to stir. A strong pull towards spirit work, necromancy, and ancestor veneration, even if you've never felt called to it before. Especially if you've never felt called to it before. She will often bring the dead forward to the witches that she has claimed because she is the guide to both, and she knows that you can work together to benefit one another. A sudden new interest sparked in liminal beings is also a classic sign that Hecate is calling to you. Foxes, snakes, owls, wolves, and any other creature that lives on the edge between wild and domestic and life and death. These may show up in dreams as omens or even waking encounters, and it doesn't always have to be the physical animal itself, but perhaps the chatter around you is constantly suggestive of them, or you're seeing their imagery and symbols when you're out in the world or just minding your own business. When she chooses you, it often also comes with the feeling of being watched, especially when you are at thresholds. And this is not a fear-inducing feeling. You're not going to feel creeped out or paranoid, but rather comforted, observed in a way that makes you feel safe and seen. Many have described standing at a threshold, doorway, or crossroads and feeling a powerful presence behind them. Not frightening, but weighted. This is her testing to see if you notice her. This is how she knows if you're ready to begin the work that she has in store for you. And like I said, She will test you with shadow work. Hecate does not choose witches for comfort. If she chooses you, you may experience a period of intense shadow confrontation. You will be forced to release illusions, shed old ties, and face hard truths. So if you've been through a period of your life where you feel like it's just one ego death after another, if you have met and bonded with people who ended up being not very good for you, this is often them being used as a conduit to bring up your shadow side so that you can face it and learn how to integrate it. And that is usually a painful process, because whether it be romantic, familial, or a friendship, we usually end up loving these people a great deal. So when the relationship gets toxic, it's very hard on us. And we need to understand that this isn't a sign to fix that person and that the connection likely won't work out, at least not right now, but rather they are the storm that comes into our life. They won't stay, but they will make you feel the lightning, the power. They will make you face yourself as you truly are so that you can evolve and expand into a better version of yourself. This is truly the only way to really experience powerful growth, but it is a messy and oftentimes very painful process. So if you've been through something like that, it is likely Hecate testing you, pushing you, forcing you to evolve. And it sucks. I've been through it. It absolutely blows. But when you come out of it on the other side, you are going to feel stronger and more empowered than ever before. You will have gone through this process and learned key things about the universe that many other people will not understand. This initiation through trial is how she tests you to see if you are ready to carry her keys. Hecate carries 3 keys: the key of shadows, the key of light, and the key of thresholds. We are going to spend all of next week getting into the details of each key, what they mean, how to use them, and what happens if you fail the trials, because not everybody can go through that process successfully the first time. It is really hard to be prepared for what is going to be asked of you in those situations. So we are going to spend Monday, Wednesday, and Friday talking about each individual key. So please stay tuned, because I'm really excited to share this information with you. That's all I have for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe so that I can help you keep your third eye in the sky, and so that you can stay updated on this series. Stay blessed.